welcome back to my channel. I'm James. Today we're going to be reviewing and deep diving into Prey on 4K Ultra HD and Loki Season 1 on 4K Ultra HD. In this video, I'm going to be going through both of these, sharing my testing analysis and review scores at the end of this video. To let you know the quality of both of these, what I discovered on them, if there's something you should buy, add to your collection, I'll share all of that in this video, and we've got a lot to talk about. If you decide you're gonna buy either of these 4K releases after you get done watching this video, make sure to go down to the pinned comment I post in the comment section right below. I put the direct sale links from Amazon for both of these releases right down there below. So if you decide you're gonna buy or add either of these to your collection after watching this video, as always, make sure to click on those links I post below. They never cost you, the viewer, a penny extra, but they do help to support the creation of these videos just a tiny bit. So make sure if you're gonna buy either of these, use those links I posted down below. First up, we're gonna start off with Prey here. Now this is the 2022 prequel Predator film. I know it's a mouthful, but I love the Predator film series. I've actually reviewed and talked about some of the previous Predator 4K releases, and I actually talked about them in must-own 80s movies on 4K review video. If you haven't checked out that video, you can check that out after you get done watching this one, but in that I talk about that I love the original Predator movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it really is one of those films I've always really enjoyed, each one in the series. This one goes back before all of that. So this is basically a prequel film going back to tell the story back way before all of that ever happened. Now this is one of those streaming exclusive releases. Now, as I've talked about on this channel, and I talked about it in my big announcement video that I shared, actually filmed at Disney, about this coming out here quite a while ago. And I talked about a bunch of other hidden announcements about things that Disney's working on for restorations and releases. This is one of those I was hugely excited for that they announced they were finally releasing. This is the beginning of them opening the floodgates at Disney for 4K releases, 4K restorations, and I can tell you right now, just from some of the information I'm getting from my contacts, there is a massive amount of live action releases they're going to be releasing of Fox titles and Hollywood studio titles that are going to be coming out from Disney over the next year. And that includes a bunch of what I previously announced in that video that I talked about at Disney, of a bunch of Disney Plus exclusive streaming TV series and content that's coming out on 4K Ultra HD as well. So this is one of those I was thrilled actually got released on 4K. I can tell you this is a native 4K 2160p, and it does have HDR10 on it. And I'll start off by sharing the difference between this and the streaming service that I originally watched it on. Now Hulu had this originally on it. I can tell you compared to the Hulu image, this image blows it away. The native 4K image on this, basically compared to the streaming Hulu image, Hulu had some compression issues. It was a darker image overall. So a lot of the darker scenes in this that you couldn't see on Hulu that were just very dark and you could see silhouettes or things like that, a lot of the detail was lost because of the compression. On this, you can see the depth and detail in it extremely well. The native image 4K, even for the special effects, drastically helped it, like when the Predator is kind of like decloaking and cloaking, you can see like kind of like the pattern of like almost like scales on him that you couldn't see in the previous streaming service release. You can see it now, even with the special effects that are on this, because of this native 4K transfer and how much detail and depth is actually in the image. Now, talking about another nice treat that did surprise me is the English Dolby Atmos mix on this. It had some great use of the height channels. For example, there's a lot of scenes in here where they're stalking through the woods, whether it's at the daylight and things like that, and you can hear not only the trees rustling above, you can hear the birds flying above, you can hear like the wind blowing through the trees and them crackling, and different sound effects with like the Predator sound, like ricocheting off the sounds of the trees above you. The height channels are used extremely well and really did surprise me how much it pulled me into this film, which is what I talk about that the Atmos effect is really good for is if it's done correctly, it immerses you in the film where you feel like you're standing in the middle of the woods with all of that going on around you, behind you, above you, behind on the sides, all just really sucking you in. It really did a great job with the Dolby Atmos mix on this, really making me feel like I was sitting in the middle of the film, which is what I'm looking for out of a good Dolby Atmos mix. Make sure to go down there and give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. That way you never miss out on any of these videos I release here on my YouTube channel. Now, touching on one more thing about the Dolby Atmos mix, I will say it did have some good LFE and bass response, though I will say it surprised me a little bit because this one is not one of those quieter Disney Atmos mixes. A lot of the times on older Disney Atmos mixes, they were quieter, they sounded good, they just weren't, I don't know how to explain, just not loud. I mean, you had to turn it up quite a bit to get a lot of the effects to really be noticeable. In this, I did not have to do that at all. I will say I turned it up maybe one notch more than I normally do, but nothing like it was on a lot of the previous Disney releases before this resurgence. I will say I am noticing Disney do a lot of really great things with their 4K releases, which are really surprising me. Now, there's another big thing about this 4K release. I dived into the rough average bitrate, and this had an extremely healthy and strong rough average bitrate of 73 megabits per second. That was really surprising to me because a lot of the times on the older Disney releases on 4K from many years ago, they always had lower rough average bit rates. Like I said, the Atmos effects were very low sounding quality. This has got a great rough average bit rate and a very nicely stable and good looking with a lot of detail in that native 4K image. And with that 4K image, it has brilliant whites and inky blacks with no black crush. So on the streaming service versions, like on Hulu, when this was originally on Hulu, it had a lot of black crush that I talked about. There was numerous scenes that were very hard for me to see. It's gone on this. This had zero black crush whatsoever, and the HDR10 implementation was superb on it. They did a great job with it, giving those bright whites and inky blacks without it ever going into black crush, where you could see everything that was needed that you could never see on the streaming services before. Now, getting to my review score. For Prey on 4K Ultra HD, this gets an outstanding 9.5. This is a must buy. You need to buy, add to your collection, and enjoy this film. Show Disney you love this new resurgence of what they're releasing, all these streaming exclusives. I am thrilled at the quality we're getting of these. This is a very surprising release because I did not expect it to look as good or sound as good as it does on this 4K release. Outstanding job, Disney, 20th Century. Loved this release. Keep them coming. I know there's a lot more of these coming, so keep them coming. I just want them to keep coming in this quality because I already know they're working on them. So Disney, when you're watching this, keep them coming in this quality, just like Cinderella, just like this, Nightmare Before Christmas. You are doing some great jobs on your 4K releases. If you haven't checked out their Nightmare Before Christmas, that's another great, amazing 4K release that I reviewed here on this YouTube channel with an exclusive 4K versus Blu-ray image comparison. If you haven't checked out that one, you'll want to check out that one after you get done watching this video. But if you decide you're going to buy and add Prey to your collection now, make sure to use those direct Amazon sale links I posted right below. They're important to the creation of these videos and this YouTube channel, but they don't cost you a penny extra. But that's a way that you can help to support these videos. Loved this release. Let me know if you've seen this film. Let me know how excited you are that Disney is in a resurgence of such amazing physical media releases. This is one of those wow releases that I was so impressed with and really enjoyed. Let me know how excited you were for this release. Start that conversation down below. Next up, we have the limited edition steelbook release of Loki Season 1. Now, I talked about this previously in my announcement video that I referenced at the beginning of this video, but I talked about that this is a limited edition release directly from Disney. When I filmed that original announcement video and got the information from them, these are very limited. They're not going to ever do reprints of these again in these steelbook sets, and I will tell you that right off the bat. This steelbook release for Loki Season 1, this is a native 4K 2160p release for this series. And I can tell you, from beginning to end of this series, the image does have very strong stability throughout it. I didn't have any fluctuations or issues with banding or blocking in it whatsoever. And I will tell you the depth and detail in comparison to Disney Plus's streaming version was quite a bit more detailed, and drastically I will say the image had better colors. The HDR10 implementation did look drastically better than what I saw when I watched it on Disney Plus originally. Now, if you followed my channel here for a while, I enjoy Loki. I enjoyed this series because it goes in a different direction than what all the rest of the Marvel universe has done. This is more of a sci-fi, almost X-Files feeling mystery to me. I liked how they kind of go throughout time, traveling throughout time, so it's time travel and a mystery, and I really think the acting in it is very enjoyable. And I really did like Owen Wilson's character and Tom Hiddleston's character in this are great. I think he presented Loki in a new direction that I enjoyed a lot better than I did in the films. And they actually make fun of some of the things like the first Avengers film and how Loki acted in that film. They talk about it a lot and kind of point out that he was a kind of more a one-dimensional character back in that first film. He has expanded since then, but I personally think this is the best version of Loki that I've seen yet. I really think it added depth to his character that I didn't expect, and it will surprise you. It is not like the rest of the Marvel films in the universe. It's not even really a massive heroic story, more or less a character-driven drama with sci-fi elements and time travel all tied together that make it a very enjoyable series that I enjoyed every single episode. I've actually watched this a couple of times now. That's how much I've enjoyed it. And I will say the Steelbook release, I really liked the colors on it. I think it's really good looking. It has a J card on it here that you can take off if you want to have it off there so you can see the full Steelbook. But getting back to the image and quality of this, the native 4K image absolutely blows away the Disney Plus streaming version in every single category. I'll explain what I mean about that. The HDR10 implementation into this did a better job with the colors and the varying shades throughout it than it did on Disney Plus's more compressed version. And I'll explain to you why that compression makes a big difference with what you see. So on this, as I said, it didn't have any blocking or banding whatsoever from compression issues. Because on this, for the rough average bitrate, for every episode in this entire set on 4K, it had a rough average bitrate of an extremely high and extremely strong 78 megabits per second. It's one of those jaw-dropping ones that I was amazed at how high of a rough average bitrate they did for each episode on 4K Ultra HD coming from Disney. Again, we're talking about Disney here, who used to be known for, just like I talked about with Prey, shoving things onto a small disc, compressing them down, giving a low average bitrate. There's another big treat on this. Not only is that rough average bitrate so high, but we also get an English Dolby Atmos mix on this that is extremely active, extremely immersive, and enjoyable to listen to. And it had some very impressive use of LFE that in it just you felt like, man, you could hear things building and all around you and above you, and then you'd hear the bass and LFE and just, I was really amazed at how good it sounded and looked. And I'll tell you, I watched it on Disney Plus and it did not look anywhere near as good as it does on this 4K release. Disney is really showing that they can release amazing quality 4K releases that blow away their streaming services. And I can tell you the beginning of this new resurgence and era of Disney is absolutely amazing. And I cannot be more thrilled and tell you how excited I am after getting to actually see this, test this, analyze this, and enjoy this. Bring it on. Every single one of these Disney Plus series, I want them all on 4K Ultra HD after seeing the quality that Disney has done for this release. Now, if you want to know about some other great 4K releases of TV series, you'll want to check out like my Halo and The Last of Us 4K Ultra HD releases. Those are the seasons 1 of Halo and The Last of Us on 4K. They're available right now. I did exclusive reviews, testing and analysis on those. You'll want to check out those reviews if you're excited about all these 4K releases of TV series on 4K Ultra HD. Those are both stunning 4K releases you need to check out. Now, showing you what you get in this set, as I said, there's a J card. On the side here, it does have a spine with number 1 on it. I love how they're actually designing these. So they already have plans, as I shared before, to release the rest of the seasons. So they're actually marking them number 1. So when they're sitting on your bookcase, they look very nice. And you'll have the entire series listed out with the numbers that they all match. So Disney's doing a great job with that. I love the artwork on the back here, how shiny and pretty it is. And then when you get inside here, you would have your limited edition art postcards, but I took them out to show you the inside here. It's designed with the character Loki on it. And these are your discs with actual artwork on them as well. Really liked those. Both discs, though, I did test are 100% region free. so you won't have any issues playing either of these discs either. Now, these are the art cards you get in this limited edition set. I did like these, that they gave us a little something extra with art cards from the show. So they add to the little collectability factor of this set, which for me as a collector, tickles my fancy. Now, getting to my review score for Loki Season 1 and limited edition 4K Ultra HD release. This gets a marvelous 9.7. It is a must buy. You need to buy and add to your collection. Cannot recommend this enough. Even if you're not as huge a fan of like some of the Marvel Avengers movies, I really think you need to give Loki a chance and watch it just for the writing and enjoyable character-driven drama and story that they provided in this series, that even if you don't really care that much about a lot of the Marvel like action superhero films, this does a good job in differentiating itself enough, still harkening back with a lot of references to those, that if you've seen those, there's a lot of nods and cool things in it. But you don't have to have seen those. You can just go into this and experience this as a sci-fi character-driven drama that you really get into the characters, fall in love with Loki's portrayal, and obviously Owen Wilson, and there's other characters I don't want to give away if you haven't seen it yet. But there are some other characters that there are some scenes in this that I really just enjoyed and was surprised at how enjoyable of a time travel sci-fi TV series it really is, that I really recommend you giving a chance to. Buy it in this limited edition steelbook set, support this release. This is a 9.7. It's marvelous and a must-buy 4K Ultra HD release that really did just surprise me. If you're gonna buy it, make sure to use that direct link I posted from Amazon down below. That's the direct sale link. As always, this is one of those that you gotta add to your collection and experience if you have not watched this series yet. Even if you've seen it on Disney Plus, watch it in this and you'll be surprised at how much more depth and detail there is in the image. And some of the stuff that you really just didn't see as well on Disney Plus, you'll see a whole lot more details in this, and you'll enjoy that Dolby Atmos so much more than what you had on Disney Plus because of the lack of LFE that the Disney Plus version had. You get so much more on this, which adds to why, for me, I really enjoy it. When it's lacking on those streaming services like Disney Plus, a lot of the times is lacking LFE almost completely. I mean, they're just really poor. On this, it has some really enjoyable LFE, which added to why I said this is a 9.7, just a marvelous release by Disney. I am so excited for the next ones to come out. Mandalorian, woo, that one's gonna be great if it sticks up to the quality of this. Really, Disney, when you're watching this, keep them coming in this quality. Don't cut corners, don't lower the quality, don't release these and say, well, hey, these got such great review scores, now let's try to cut corners. Keep them coming out with this high bit rate and great quality that you released in this, and you'll keep getting amazing review scores if you keep the quality as high as this releases. Great job, Disney, and that's what I'm going to tell you is absolutely great job. Keep them coming. Make sure to start that conversation in the comment section below and let me know if you've seen this Loki series. Let me know if you're excited for this 4K release now. Let me know how thrilled you are with the quality. Man, was I surprised at the quality of Loki and of Prey on 4K. Really, both of these are must-buys. You really got to check these out. These are something that'll really surprise you. Really what they're doing here. Again, I said, we're in a new era of physical media. This is a resurgence for physical media fans and collectors. You love movies and TV series? This is an amazing time. Start that conversation in the comment section below and just share your excitement with me. Let me know if you're as excited as I am. This is just some great news that we're getting such amazing quality releases on 4K. Wow, can't recommend these enough. Make sure if you're going to buy any of these or add these to your collection, use those direct Amazon sale links I posted right below as a pinned comment in the comment section below. If you want to help to support this channel as well, make sure to join my Collectors VIP Club. Costs you, the viewer, less than $1 or $2 every month, but that drastically goes into the creation of every single one of these videos. After what YouTube takes, it's 35%, I get about $1. But that's how I can spend all this time testing and analyzing, pulling all the software and doing all of this for all of you here on my YouTube channel. So make sure if you enjoy these and you watch these videos, join my Collectors VIP Club and use those direct Amazon links to buy things that I post below every single video. They're very, very important for me to keep doing this, and I love doing this with all of you. I love all of these releases and I love to share the excitement, and sadly, sometimes the releases aren't great. And if you follow me for a while, there's been quite a few 4K releases I've reviewed and tested that haven't been good. But that's why I do all this for all of you, to let you know what are must-buys and what are ones you should skip. These ones are must-buys. As always, make sure to go down there, give this video a like and a thumbs up for me, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. I truly hope all of you are having a blessed day and you're having fun with some of these amazing physical media releases. As always, I'll have something new, early, exclusive, and exciting coming out very soon.